Typically within society, if you are a man, you are expected to deliver things. You're expected to produce things. You're expected to provide. There is a lot of pressure that's been formed by society on men as a whole to accomplish certain things in life, whether it's for the benefit of themselves or for the benefit of others. And in this day and age, it's not as easy as it potentially once was to do these things. Things are expensive, things are difficult, there's a lot more competition. The internet has helped but also not helped with these kind of things, and it can be very difficult to actually find your footing in life. I myself am approaching my late 20s, and the last 4 or 5 years of my life have been very drastic in what's happened and the things that have changed in my day to day and my life as a whole, as well as my mindset, my finances, my career, my relationships. Absolutely everything has turned on its head completely. When I turned 18, I figured I'm an adult now. This is what life's all about. Whatever I set now will be the foundations for the rest of my life, but I could not have been more wrong. In my situation anyway, being 18 up to the age of about 23, my life was kind of the same as when I was a teenager, other than I could legally do things I couldn't before, like drink, go out, and do what I wanted to do. And I thought, wow, this is great. Life's piss easy. But then when you really get into the business end of things and you start trying to find a job and a long-term relationship, and you want to enjoy some different things in life other than going out drinking all the time, and you actually want something from your life, it can prove very difficult. And I experienced this firsthand and ended up in a bit of a slump for quite a number of years until one thing changed. I always figured my life was missing something. It was just missing that one piece that just got me through life, that just gave me something to do and something for me to work towards, something that made me feel complete and gave me a sense of fulfillment, because that is something that everybody needs, whether you're a man or a woman. But I feel it's particularly important for a man to have some form of fulfillment. That is where the happiness comes from. Not chasing money, not necessarily chasing outputs, but just chasing fulfillment. And my life completely changed when I started making content on social media. Granted, it's just Call of Duty content. It's nothing deep, nothing heart to heart, nothing with extreme amounts of effort. But I started doing something that wasn't expected of me. I started something new, something that was completely unknown, that was it was outside the box. It wasn't I apply for this job, I get this job, or I go to school and uni and get a relationship. It was something different, that a different path to follow that not everybody will follow, not everybody can follow. And although it's just content, it's just short form content, it's Call of Duty videos, nothing special. It's what comes with that content that really did flip my life around. And I can imagine I speak for quite a few people here when they feel a bit lost in their 20s. You feel a bit out of place. It's a strange time. There's a lot of things changing at any given time. People develop at different stages. Some people don't get the knack of it till they're 30. Some people turn 18 and they're already on it. Myself, I was around my early to mid 20s where things finally started to click. And you're probably thinking, now what is this missing thing? Like, what is this magic ingredient? And it's not something that just appears out of nowhere. It's not something that it's like a eureka moment. It just happens. And it's just one word, and it's so simple. And that is purpose. Purpose, in my opinion, is the most important thing in my life. I could not function without purpose. I couldn't live without purpose. I wouldn't get out of bed without purpose. You need something that gives you a sense of belonging. You need something that gives you a sense of fulfillment and a sense of pride, and something that encourages you to get out of bed and try your hardest every day, and something to work towards. I know so many people, myself included, that have had goals. Start of the year, they go, I want to earn 10 grand in a month. I want to get this job. I want to be in a relationship. I want to go on holiday. And that's great, but there's no purpose to that. That's just your goal. There's no actual meaning behind it. Why are you doing this? How are you going to do this? What's going to motivate you to get this? And it wasn't until I started making content that this purpose kind of settled into me. This gave me a sense of progress and achievement. It was something for me to work towards every single day. And ever since I started creating content about 4 or 5 years ago, I've worked on it every single day. What started off as a little side hobby, like just something a bit of fun because I didn't want to waste my time just playing games and it felt like a bit of a waste. It's turned into a career, it's turned into a full-on job, something that brings me a good income each month, something that I've experienced with multiple different platforms now, loads of different channels. It's not just been one channel, I've actually turned it into a bit of a business and run multiple channels from that. And it's not necessarily the actual content of what I'm doing, which is creating things, it's the meaning behind it, and that is my purpose. Some people find purpose in lots of different things. Some people who are artists, their purpose is to create art, People who are bodybuilders, their purpose is to build their bodies and look after themselves. People that are sports players, their purpose is to play this sport. It fuels them. For me, my purpose is this. This is what I enjoy. This gives me that sense of fulfillment. Nobody expects it from me, and nobody is asking it from me. No one's knocking on my door and saying, get out of bed now and do some things on your computer, otherwise this and that's going to happen. It's not a job. It's not, I will pay you £2,500 at the end of this month if you go and put these bananas on the shelf. It's not a job. It's not a contract that you sign into. It's pure self-fulfillment, self-motivating, and ever growing. And it may sound silly, and sometimes I think, well, this does sound a bit silly. All I'm doing is creating something or posting a video or editing or something like that. But when I compare how things are now to how life was prior to having said purpose, the difference is night and day. Pre-purpose, we'll call it, I was your classic 20-year-old, drinking all the time, going out with random people, making all these friends and going on holidays, not saving any money, just going to work, sleeping in, getting stoned on the weekends. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, it's good fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But you lack a sense of purpose. You lack that ambition and that fire. Well, I do anyway. Since this purpose has magically integrated itself into me, I don't want to lay in the mornings. On a weekend, I'm straight out of bed and I'm working. My work week doesn't structure as Monday to Friday and then the weekend. It's just work. But it's not in the stressful sense that most people will get with work, where it's, oh, I've got to go to work in the morning, I've got work to do, and it turns into a task in their head and it's pressure. It's just a given. Every day is a working day. On a Sunday, I don't care what the weather's like or what time it is or what plans I've got. I will work, not out of desperation and need, but out of pure enjoyment and fulfillment. And this is honestly one of the biggest privileges that I've ever been able to experience in my life, because I have not met many people that could say, I love what I do. I love getting out of bed in the morning and working. Or I love getting out of bed and just cracking on with this. Oh, I want to have a lay-in this morning. Oh, I want to go out drinking tonight. Oh, I'm going to go on holiday and just waste a load of money. Again, there's nothing wrong with this, each to their own. But finding that purpose in your life is such an incredible feeling, and it is so important. I can't speak on behalf of women because I don't know. Women are complex creatures. But on behalf of men, purpose is the most important thing I've ever discovered in my life. Money is fantastic. I love money. I love earning money. I'm always striving to make more money. But money cannot be the purpose. It was mine for a very long time. All I thought about, all I wanted to do was make money. But I skipped everything that mattered along the way. There was no fulfillment or purpose in the way I was making said money. And in turn, I made less. Whereas when I focus more on the enjoyment and the actual purpose of what I'm doing, the money just naturally follows. The more time and effort you put into something, the more the money will flow. If you focus on the money, it will avoid you because you skip everything that matters in between. Now, watching this video, I hope it does get you thinking about purpose. It's not something you just think of and do. You go, oh, this is my purpose in life. It's something that you just find. It's like a good relationship. If you hunt and hunt and hunt, you will not find it and it will run away from you. But then when you least expect it, or without even knowing, it will just come into your life. It will settle into your mind and it will just be ingrained into your head. A lack of purpose for a man, particularly in your 20s, at such a crucial time. Your early 20s are so important. You go one of two ways, as I've figured out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not an old man. I ain't got a really long beard and a walking stick and give you wise advice, and I'm not some crystal ball that knows absolutely everything. I'm just a bloke that's just getting towards 30, and the difference in maturity, responsibility and lifestyle from the age of 20 up until where I am now is genuinely insane. It's different to the previous 20 years of my life. The way I think and the way I act and the way I talk and the things I do and what my outputs and inputs are just completely different. Finding purpose is finding direction, and that is what life is all about. It's going in one direction, it's going onwards, there's no stopping it. You've got to go with that direction, you have to fit into each direction, and there will be changes, drastic changes, and there will be different mindsets. You have to fit into those. You have to find your purpose for each one. You have to figure out where you want to be, how you're going to get there, why you want to get there, because that's the most important, is why. You can say, I want to run a marathon. Okay, how do I do it? I need to run 26 miles. How am I going to do it? I'm going to run 1 mile every day, then 2 miles every day. But then you might not really want to. You might hate running. You just want to run the marathon for the sense of achievement. So you need the purpose there. That's why I enjoy things like the charity runs and stuff like that. There's your purpose. There's a reason to do it. You're doing it for a good cause. And with me, with my content creation and stuff, the purpose is to grow audience and build community and give me that sense of future-proofing and direction to run towards. Because I know my job will go however it goes. It's still going great. but the content will always be there. I've built up some nice platforms. I've got a lovely following on YouTube on my Call of Duty channel, and TikTok and Insta on my Call of Duty channels, and I love being able to provide that sense of community. That fulfills me. That ticks a box in my brain that nothing else can tick. No job, no relationship, no holiday, nothing will tick that box that posting this content ticks. And again, it's just important to remember that it will not just happen. You won't just have this light bulb moment and be like, that is my purpose. The more you think about what your purpose is, the less you will actually know. It just happens, and you'll find yourself in these routines and the way that you think, and then you can sit there and say, okay, this is what I enjoy. This is my purpose. It doesn't have to be breathtaking. Some people think finding your purpose is, my purpose in life is to find the cure to cancer. My purpose in life is to run an ultra marathon or to build a billion-pound empire overnight. No, your purpose is what you decide. What fulfills you? Ask yourself, what do you enjoy? What fulfills you? Work your purpose off that. Build towards it. And it's okay not to have one at the minute. It's okay just to build interest. You will not find a purpose until you build interest in things. You need to figure out what you actually like and what direction you want to go in life. You can't just click your fingers and go, my purpose is X, Y, Z. You need to try things and really try things, because the more you try, the more knowledge you get and the more interested you'll get. And it's a snowball effect. And the sooner you start taking action on certain things, the quicker this will happen. Everybody knows when you're in your early 20s, you need to work. You, regardless of what you do, you have to work in one way or another. Myself included, I liked putting it off. I didn't want to do it. No one wants to do it to start with. I didn't want to do it. I didn't know anything. Lack of experience. I was 10 years younger than everybody else. I just didn't want to do it. But you just kind of get on with it. And over time, it just gets easy. You just have to bite that bullet and get on with it. So purpose as a whole is crucial to finding. It's not so much what purpose you choose, but the adverse effect of not having a purpose is such a detriment to your life. Once you find this purpose and once you get on with this mission of yours, you will reflect in 6 months' time and you'll go, Jesus, like, how was I even managing to live? How was I finding any enjoyment in life? Because lack of purpose genuinely ruins lives. My life was an absolute mess before I found something that provided me with a sense of joy and fulfillment. Cheap thrills like being obsessed with sports, gambling, drinking, smoking, I loved them. They was my purpose, but that was because I was lacking any real substance. But just remember that no matter what happens, particularly in your early 20s, things will work out. You will mature so much. I've noticed from the age of 23 onwards, I've just grown up so much more than what I did from 18 to 23. You still need to have fun. You still need to find that balance with things, but you won't find the balance until you try the different balances. It's not going to happen overnight. Make sure that you just keep cracking on and don't let things get to you. Don't take it personally. The world is seriously hard work. You just got to step up a little bit and put yourself out there. If in your early 20s, you have got bags of time, absolutely bags of time, as have I, as have most people. You just got to make a start and keep cracking on with it. This was a bit of a different video to normal. It was kind of a bit more of a motivational / POV video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to drop a comment, drop a like and subscribe for lots more uploads coming this year. This is my purpose for 2026, is to push content to yourselves as much as possible. There will be a Discord releasing soon as well, which I'll spread across all my channels. Get everybody in there and we'll all have a good chat.